Hey, what's up, family? Thanks for tuning in today to the Craigtrader blog. Also, thanks. My name is Craig Smith, and thanks for tuning in again. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover since the last video. Just so much been happening in the market and in the economy. We've been having a really great pullback. I know a lot of us, our accounts were in red. Our accounts have been really taking a beating, and it's been a bloodbath. I know it's been serious. I know a lot of us and a lot of you guys have lost or was seemingly lost a lot of money, but just hang in there, continue to invest. If you have to sell out of some positions to go and roll it into others that are beginning to move up faster at this time, because the economy and the stock market is coming back. It's going to continue to go up, in my opinion. At least over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should have a really good run around this point going forward. And so I want you guys to take advantage of that. At this time, I just want to let you know that I'm not an financial advisor. I'm not a stockbroker, but I am an investor. I'm a long-term and short-term investor in stocks and an options trader. So I do what's called swing trading and momentum trading, and that can turn into also day trading depending on what kind of plays that I'm doing in picks. Those of you guys that have been following my work, you've been doing pretty well, I believe. Had some really good picks, and like I said, some of the picks that we've had that have pulled back with the whole general market in the meantime, then that's just an opportunity to continue to buy, to continue to just add on to those positions. If you have small accounts right now, what I would suggest you do is to see if your money is beginning to move forward in stocks that are moving forward. If they're kind of stagnant right now, what I would do is actually put all of some of those positions and rotate that money into some other positions that are moving faster, so you can like I say, dig myself out of a hole, or dig yourself out of this hole that the pullback has caused, and set yourself up for different investments and options trades that will give you the momentum you need to come back from the losses we've been suffering. So that's how I believe that you should look at this. The market is it's a fluid market. A lot of time people will say, well, the market is rigged. For the most part it is, but right now we're in a bull market. It's pretty much rigged to go forward and to go up. And that's basically because the government does not want, because of the pandemic, it did not, if you notice, the stores and businesses shut down, the market kept going up. Yes, they were pumping money into the stock market, into the system, into the money markets and liquidity systems, and equity systems, debt systems, bonds. They were putting trillions of dollars or billions of dollars into these systems to keep the markets from collapsing. And so subsequently, that got people interested. You guys begin to get in the market that wasn't in there, started investing. People made a whole lot of money in the stock market last year. That was one of the greatest opportunities because of so much government-backed money that's been going in the system. And in my opinion, it's going to continue, as well as the reopening of the economy. And so the stock market is a great place to be, to see your money grow. I know a lot of people that have money in like savings accounts, checking accounts, money market accounts, things of that nature, and they think that's a great place. That may be a great place for some safety, but if you're doing that, you're actually losing money, because you're losing out on the opportunity to participate in the very companies that you use every day. The companies you trust your money to, you're spending your money with every day. Some of you guys don't even have stocks in those companies. And so if you have the confidence to continue to be a customer and buy, why wouldn't you at least put money into something that you're spending money on a daily and a weekly basis, and participate in those profits, participate in those gains in the market, participate in the dividends? So it's a no-brainer. Those companies will continue to grow, many of them, and you can grow with them. You can grow your money with them, your wealth. And so my job, I look at as like a financial coach, a stock coach, a wealth building coach, and to help you on the journey. And we're going to get richer together in 2021 and beyond. How about that? That's our goal. We're going to get richer together. We're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We're going to build wealth for our families and legacy. And those of you that are out there that are getting involved, try to get your families involved. Get them interested in investing. Teach these things down so they can become a legacy where you pass it down. You pass that knowledge down to other generations. Pass that down to your children, your grandchildren. Um, Other people have been doing this for centuries and for a very long time. And a lot of people need to get into the market and participate in the growth that's always been around. And so even with crashes that have happened, those are buying opportunities. There's a famous investor that said, invest when there's blood in the streets. In other words, a lot of people will run, and you can liquidate or get out of the market. But always remember that if you liquidate, keep in mind you're liquidating so that you can find a point to go back into the market, so that you can continue to gain and rise with the increase of the stock market or stock you're interested in or been tracking. I hope you guys have been tracking certain stocks, that even if you're in them or thinking about getting into them, I hope you track your stocks. As an investor, you should have a list of stocks that you've been looking at, tracking. Maybe it's run high and you may not want to get involved in it right now, but you've been keeping track of it so that when it comes down to a certain point where you feel comfortable or a level you feel like it's bottoming out and starting to turn back up, you can jump in at that time so that you can get in on the optimal time to invest and gain your wealth or profits in that particular position. There's just been so much happening with this pullback. So many stocks, the tech sector took a big hit. The whole entire sector took a big hit, but the tech sector really took a big hit, which means it created more opportunities. Those prices are really just coming down to a fair level that the market feels is fair, feels that it's at value. And so now people are going to go back into those particular investments and begin to gain with those investments as they go up. So that's a great opportunity to get into. Hey, why not do it? We've having problems with the Suez Canal thing. You may have heard a little bit about that. Well, you may not know the impact when that ship or barge blocked the Suez Canal. You have to begin to look at these world events and news from an investment perspective. And what's happening is that canal is blocked, and which I believe was a setup, because that's almost impossible for that to happen. Come on, I mean, what did the person do? Fall asleep and it just floated all of a sudden and just blocked the whole canal accidentally? Come on, there's something behind that. But at any rate, you have to realize that the government, the businesses, large businesses, they are in position to make money, and they don't want certain assets or certain markets falling below a certain point, especially oil prices. Oil is like the lifeblood of the system. Even though we're getting into clean energy and all of that, hey, most vehicles still run on gas. Most places are operating off of oil, off of gas, liquid natural gas, things of that nature, until the new technologies roll around. But you have to know that these nations that make the bulk of their money from oil, they're not going to want to see depressed prices, because then they're not making money or they're losing money, and they want to be able to like any investor, maximize their profits as much as possible. So they'll do whatever they can to see increases in oil prices. Whether that benefits us or not, that's not really their concern. They're trying to make money. So with this Suez Canal being blocked, that's not allowing the oil tankers and barges to go through to be able to deliver oil in different places. So what is that going to create? It's going to create a shortage in the oil artificially right now, which is going to drive oil prices up, which gas prices, and subsequently, the longer that it takes for them to free that barge, it's going to drive up the prices of oil stocks also. So keep in mind that this creates also a short-term opportunity to get in on some oil investments and oil stocks if you're interested in that. We've been doing pretty well. We've pulled back. We've had a lot of problems with certain stocks, of course, falling back tremendously. Some of the stocks that I had been tracking with you, like FCell, Fuel Cell Technologies, symbol FCEL, and Riot Blockchain, those particular stocks have fallen a great deal. And sure, if you stayed in it for a certain amount of time, then right now you're really down low, or your account is down low based on those particular investments. But as I always suggest, when I'm invested, I put a stop loss on my investments to keep them from falling, most of them to keep them from falling past a certain point. Some people just ride the market whichever way it goes, and that's fine. You're a long-term investor. You want to set it into something and just leave it, and you invest as it's going up or down, which is called dollar cost averaging. That's fine. But me as an investor trader, I only want to see investments maybe fall a certain point before I just sell out of it for now, or maybe sell half of it, whatever, to hedge and protect the investment as much as possible. So those of you that are interested in that, look into trailing stocks. Your particular brokerage company or app should have where you can set, the major brokerage companies have it where you can set trailing stops on your investments. And what a trailing stop does, and I would suggest you could put whatever stop you want on it. Sometimes I set 15%, 20%, 25%. And what will happen is with a trailing stop, as your investment increases, say you have an investment that doubles, but then you have a pullback of say 20, 25%. Well, if you set a trailing stop of 25% on that investment, then you're going to be able to keep 75% of your profit no matter what happens and no matter how far the market goes. Say something happens major and the company just completely goes out of business, which usually doesn't happen with major companies, and somebody's going to lose 100% of their investment. Well, with a trailing stop, you've actually set it so that at 25% it sells out. You have your money, you have 75% of your profits and your original investment, and you can watch to see what point you want to go back in. That's not to pull out completely. You may want to go back into that company, or you may want to use some of that money as a setup to maybe spend some, use some for other investment, and also rotate that over into some other stock or ETF that you were interested in. One of the major plays that I've profited from over this past week, you all that follow me know I've been kind of really bullish on some, not just the technology stocks, but some of the great value stocks, maybe that pays a dividend, and something that's solid, safer, blue chip type companies that have been kind of depressed because of the pandemic and other reasons, but now they're beginning to roll back up, and a lot of investors are going into these value plays, and almost creating like a growth stock opportunity again, over and over again for them. And as the economy recovers, with restaurants opening up, businesses opening back up, some people going back to work in offices because of the vaccinations and things being given, this creates a great opportunity or reopening recovery play for the markets. One of my main ones that I've done well in is Coca-Cola, symbol KO. If you can see that over the last week, it's done 4.69%. But also, what's interesting, 4.69%. What's interesting about Coca-Cola is very unusual. Mostly all of my stocks were in the red during this pullback, as I'm sure yours were. For some reason, Coca-Cola was a main investor play, and very interesting is that it continued to not just stabilize, but continue to go up. Most stocks went down over the past week still. This one had an increase of 4.69%. I'm very bullish on Coca-Cola. Very, very excited about it as an opportunity for investing. Right now it's on an uptrend. I think the uptrend will continue for a little bit, for a while, and then maybe it'll pull back like every other stock should, and then it'll continue to rise. But this is one of the plays, Coca-Cola, KO, which I believe really, really is a great opportunity to get into, and that is pretty much a sure double, not just within the next year, but maybe over the next 6 months. I believe that stock will probably it has a potential to double. Some of the other stocks that I've been really looking at and interested in, GE, of course, I think that's an easy double play over the next year. Those of you that want to take options in those or just buy the stock outright, I suggest continue to buy Ford, GM, those particular stocks. One other stock that you probably even hadn't even thought of or heard about quite a bit, but that has been doing extremely well. And um, last week I did over 100% return on not only Coca-Cola options, but also United States Steel. This company has really been doing quite well, and I think Friday it closed 11% up. Over the last week, it has gained 2.46%. That's United States Steel. It also is one of my plays that I'm very interested in and that I have investments in. It's very priced very good, and also it has the potential to, I believe, because of the infrastructure plays, to double over the next year, and probably even over the next 6 months it'll double, I believe. Just a great play, great safe stock to be invested in that pays dividends, and you can just see your money grow safely. Um, as you know, some of the high flying stocks and tech stocks that we've invested in have been great, and have also increased a great deal quickly. But you must also know that when the market turns and rotates, it has the potential to fall quickly also. So you have to be careful of that. If you're one, like I said, and who believes in just riding the market no matter which way it goes, continues long term, that's fine. But some of us that want to preserve our money and our capital and use it to reinvest or to deploy and reinvest in other companies, um, that's what we do. We'll sell out at a certain point and go back into the same stock or go back into another stock that's moving at a faster rate. That's what me as a momentum trader does. That's part of my Craigtrader philosophy. So I'm a momentum trader, and I don't stay in things that are stagnant or things that are going to be stagnant long. Once they hit a certain plateau and it looks like they're going nowhere, I'm out of there and I'm into something else. There's too many stocks and investments around here that have the potential and that are increasing for you to get caught up in those. Another stock that I'm very much interested in, that I'm investing in on a consistent basis, it's only $4.32, and that I believe is going to do great with the reopening over time, is Trivago, symbol TRVO. Trivago is a great stock play to be in on the reopening and recovery. As travel begins to increase, people are off of this being pent up and stuck in the house and without being able to go out. Trivago is very low price. It's been under the radar from all of the other different travel names, and that's what I like to do too, is get in a name that may be under the radar. Maybe it's not so popular right now, but it is a great investment to get into, and I believe that this one is an easy triple this year. This stock will easily triple to quadruple, just in my opinion, and that is going to at least quadruple this year. It may double again over the next 60 to 90 days. So I'm very much into that one and continuing to buy the shares. And as the price rolls up, I get into the options on those also. Um, One other company, and I know some people are not into Bitcoin and things, but the blockchain companies are ones that kind of follow the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trades. And so without necessarily being into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you can get into the blockchain technology behind all of this, and that facilitates the cryptocurrency market and trades. And so one of my favorite companies is, and I've brought this one up before on previous blogs, is Future Fintech, which is only $5.85. Stock symbol FTFT. This is a company that I believe is another one that has the potential to at least quadruple over the next year. So go up at least 4 times Over the short term, I believe this one's going to double over the next 60 to 90 days. And like I said, I've mentioned this one before. This one I keep in the portfolio and I watch it. Right now, it's poised according to the charts and just the momentum of things. It's pulled back quite a bit, and I believe it's really going to run over the next 2 weeks or so. Really run up, and so these different plays that I'm telling you about, I'm actually into some of them now. Some I'm going into. Future FinTech I had rolled out of and did the Coca-Cola roll up with that. Now that I more than doubled my money in Coca-Cola options, I still buy the shares, but I pulled out of the half of those options right now. I'm still holding some Coca-Cola options, and I'm going to roll some of that money over into Future FinTech on Monday when the market opens. Stock symbol FTFT. I think that's going to be an easy double within the next 60 to 90 days, just to put it that way. I really believe that stock is going to double, possibly over the next 30 days, though. That's a possibility. So, guys, I want you to just don't get discouraged. Some of you all I know are saying, well, I really messed up. One of the guys and ladies in our group said new stock investors on, and I want to mention, I give a shout out to Sydney Richardson, and new stock investor Sydney Brooks, and Derek Richardson, one of the moderators there. Sydney is a great guy. The group is New Stock Investors. If you want to participate, get into that group. He really provides a lot of educational things. So just giving him a shout out here too. But one of the ladies from the group really said, she said the market is trash. She's getting out. But don't do that. Yes, the market was trash. I made a video about that. It was bloody. It was red. It was trash. But in a trash market, you have to understand some people know how to make money in those trash markets. I wasn't quick enough this time to make the money I could have made, but I did make some. It helped maintain my account and keep it from going down as far as it could. But that's also an opportunity to maybe get out, wait. Sometimes the best thing to do is, if you're not sure what you're going to do, just wait, see what happens to the markets. Get out, have some cash on the sidelines, and then now is the opportunity to go back in, start buying, and start riding some of these things back up to not only recoup your money, but to go back into even more of a profit level. So don't get discouraged. The market is always going to be around. Stock market has been around for a long time. It has booms, busts, crashes, but it's always returned at least the 9 to 10% average over a year, and that's including the crashes and the upswings and calamities and all these other things we go with. So as far as where to put your capital, it's one of the safest and best places to put it is into the stock market for growth. So just wanted to encourage you guys, don't get out of the game. You got to be in the game. If you're going to win, you have to be in the game to win. You can't win unless you're in the game. Get in the game, play to win. Remember that. Stay blessed, stay focused, stay positive, and I'll talk to you guys soon.